Welcome back, guys. And now that Black Ops 3 is coming to an end and Infinite Warfare is starting in about a month, we have to talk about all the flaws that have been within Black Ops 3. So some people say that some of the flaws are the taunts and gestures. Some people are saying supply drops and then there's too many weapons, but in reality, the game is just broken. So the supply drops is basically Activision's way of gaining money off the average kid who uses his mom's credit card to buy them. They prioritize the money over the quality of the game, as shown with one of the reasons being the party's disbanded. So you search for a game, your host is not found, you're kicked out of the game, and so is the rest of your party. You search for a game, half your team goes into the game, and then you're forced to back out because the other half is not there, and then you have to re-invite them into your game. Then search for another game, and then half your team is on one team, and you're on the other, and you have to play your team instead of being on the same team together. Another reason is it's unrealistic. Modern Warfare is long gone, and now we've just fly through the air. We're no longer part of the Navy SEAL Team 6, going in quietly with our ghillie suits and trying to assassinate people. We're just flying around the map with our jetpacks and just shooting everybody. Another flaw, team balancing. I'm normally the one who ends up carrying the team and end up winning with the team whenever I play Search and Destroy or most game modes that are inside this game. The teams are also thrown off by unfair numbers of players on each team, like a 7-on-5, an 8-on-4, and 9-on-3. Many of you guys have probably experienced this, although this happens in every other game because there's an issue with the coding that's inside of it and just goes wrong somewhere. There's also gun balancing. The VMP is the most overpowered and used gun in Black Ops 3. It is the most annoying gun to be killed by. You're on a streak and you end up dying by the VMP. Even to make that better, there's another gun that can match that, the M8. This happens the exact same way. And then Black Ops 3, all the Activision, the developers are like, okay, that gun, it's where we want it to be, and they end up nerfing the Kuda. The Kuda is a tier 2 weapon, and it's never been better than a tier 2 weapon. And why nerfs actually come in play is because in the developer's mind, the gun is exceeding the expectations for it. And I don't know how Kuda has been exceeding expectations when it's never been that good. While the VMP and the M8 apparently are not exceeding the expectations as they kill everybody and are used in every single CWL matches. Other problems in the game that have not been said yet is the frame rate dropped after the third DLC was released. The blue screen was forced to restart your game. The host leaves the game and the game crashes, and then you lose everything that is earned inside that game. And one thing that's super surprising, in the beginning of the game, it took them 9 months to fix a problem where the screen shakes when you pick up a weapon. But it's fixed now, but still, 9 months to fix that. That has never happened inside of any other game, and it's just this game that it happens with. And instead of fixing all of these problems, they ended up just, oh, we'll fix the lighting on Hunted. Hunted was never even that dark. It wasn't even worth it. It was able to be played on even when it was that dark. And then all these problems have never been an issue except for the 9-on-3 team mixes ups and all that other things. That's the only thing that's been there. Another flaw, arena mode. The arena mode is trash. Didn't compare to Black Ops 2 or Advanced Warfare, and it kicked players out and ended up banning them for 5 minutes. And then your party can't play because some people are banned for 5 minutes. It's either you take that or you end up playing a 2-on-4 and you're only with one other person. And then Activision has not progressed with their games from Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 3. I mean, it's like an artist. Like, an artist is constantly practicing. The artist, just if you're like 10 years old and you start drawing when you're 10 years old, by the time you're 30, you're definitely going to be a better artist. Or at least that's what's supposed to happen. It's just like this. In this game, the developers, they have never shown themselves. Activision, after they split away from Infinity Ward, they really went downhill from there. It just is complete trash. They are not getting better. In fact, they actually might be getting worse as time goes on. And it they shouldn't be working like that. And then, as you can also see, if I was there at that time, I would probably be super ashamed. If I was the developer, because there's so many bugs inside of this game that have ruined the game for many other people. Another thing that has happened is there's not forced game chat, so it's a social aspect. So that has ruined this game for other YouTubers who depend on the social aspect of the game to produce videos. Like as if they are trolling people and they want reactions out of them, or if they're just like there to entertain others and they want people's reactions. It just ruins it because no one ever talks in game, and when people do talk in game, it ends up lagging it. Like the audio quality also on the PS4 sucks. In general, when people talk the game, it lags. It's the most annoying thing ever. People talk and then the game starts lagging, and then you're all confused and you all think it's your connection that's all bad, but it's just because the people are talking. And that's why they didn't incorporate this social aspect into the game, because they didn't know how to fix the lag that's inside of it. This game overall though has just so many problems. Activision does not know how to fix it. Like back to the gun balancing. There's so many bad guns that are within the game, and they end up nerfing the bad ones. The only good nerf that they had was with the Vesper, and they changed it so that the fire rate was just a lot lower, and that's what they need to do with the VMP. The VMP is so overpowered, and they just should just lower it. The speed of the fire rate is just insane, and just nothing can top it. You go in there, you get first shot. The only thing that can change it is a shotgun. And if you don't use a shotgun on close range maps, you're pretty much dead. You have no chance of surviving. Just that, the M8 on long range maps, the shotguns, you can't really do anything about a shotgun because otherwise it will be unrealistic. But they just nerf tier 2 and tier 3 weapons, and they never do anything with the tier 1 weapons that really ruin the game. The developers overall are just one of the worst developers that have ever made a game. I mean, I really enjoyed the game, and all the problems with it just doesn't make it just go away because, oh, the game's alright in my point of view. The problems are still there. You still have to play through the problems. Some people think that the game is perfectly fine, but if you've played it a long time, you end up realizing all these things, and it's just not fun to be around with, and it's just not as fun anymore. But if you look into like the past and stuff like that, they were nowhere near the amount of bugs that this game has. And then that's all the problems that are with Black Ops 3. And just all the bugs just ruin the game, and there's really nothing else worse than this game. This is one of the worst written games that I have actually seen before. And that's all the problems that are there with Black Ops 3. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new.